Why hello there my fellow agents, what's up? It's Robbie with Open World Games and we've got brand new gameplay clips for Tom Clancy's The Division. They're extremely short and sweet and freaking gorgeous. These are all running on the Xbox One, by the way, in alpha, which is saying something. That is absolutely insane. I remember speaking to the guys from Ubisoft Massive and how confident they were in the graphics of The Division, and I can see why it is absolutely gorgeous. So we've also got a brand new intelligence annex about all things weather. You can find that in the description below, but if you don't want to do the reading, I will tell you what is going on. So it's all about weather. Weather will affect the line of sight for NPCs and players, but severe storms can also impact aim assist and detection ranges for both NPCs and players alike. So again, it's great to hear that weather is impacting actual gameplay. It was also mentioned that wildlife will also be impacted by the weather cycle as well as civilians. We've seen before wild dogs roaming the streets, and they may actually be a threat in the game. This is really neat. There will be blacked out areas of the city, so exploring these areas may offer a challenge to players too. Can you imagine turning a corner and seeing an entire section of the city completely blacked out during the night, during a blizzard? That would be insane, so be warned about that. They have designed light sources, though, in some cases to draw your attention to areas of the game, so it might be wiser to take shelter indoors when weather scenarios become far too challenging. Start up a fireplace. No, I don't know if that's going to be featured, but going indoors definitely is. They go on to mention that rooftops, apartment interiors, and underground passages, as we can see here, all can be explored, and they are not just backdrops to an otherwise lovely city. So they go on to describe the hub area as a residential zone, and I think this could actually be our first look at a hub space in the world, simply because the icons really are representing it. It looks like more of a laid-back area. There aren't many enemies on the radar, so I'm expecting possibly hub areas to be quite large and to be in apartment districts and that sort of thing. So let's break down those clips, shall we? So the first shot is likely going to be an entrance to a dark zone, or at the very least leading up to an entrance to the dark zone. As we can see, we are clearly being warned the area is contaminated. In addition, on the HUD, we can see ahead of us what appears to be enemies and purple dots. The purple may represent dark zone shops. As you know, the dark zone currency is purple, and there's also another currency that is yellow, so you can also see that there's yellow icons on the minimap to our left, or I would assume that's going to be behind us soon enough. The yellow, on the other hand, may represent shops on the outside of the dark zone within your single player and co-op space. So it is likely this could be possible that this is a new entrance to a dark zone. You know, I was told at E3 by the guys from Ubisoft Massive that there's going to be multiple ways of getting into dark zones, and that the underground would play a role in the dark zone. So it's not just going to be street level for the dark zone. It sounds like you're going to be in subways, in sewer systems, on top of rooftops, in apartment buildings, and then in the open streets. And this tunnel could be the same tunnel we saw from the first Snowdrop trailer, indicating that a raid could be possibly nearby. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that these underground areas are going to be very special for raid conditions. At least that's what I would assume. However, our character is alone, you may notice. So lone wolfing can also be experienced in the game. I think this would be dubbed the Rogue Agent playthrough. Also, we see 2 additional clips showcasing the gorgeous, I mean, this game is freaking beautiful, and it's showcasing those beautiful interiors here as well, and the lighting model. I mean, wow. And in this shot, the mini-map is red, indicating that we are in trouble. This is a contaminated area. They're going to be apparently more common in the dark zone. He's got his gas mask on, and again, the icons in the immediate area are purple, which could indicate that there's a lot of missions to undertake in the actual dark zone. But it looks like there's going to be a lot to do in the dark zone beyond just killing. And be warned, there might be a group of cleaners down here simply because they are attracted to contaminated areas, so stay on your toes. And Ubisoft has previously stated that the Dark Zone will open up as you play it, and there will be more difficult scenarios than previously, and there are Dark Zone vendors as well as Dark Zone ranks. So much Dark Zone going on, it's crazy. And remember, if you want to be a rogue agent, this is definitely the area for you. And what are those Rikers up to? Yes, we have new concept art showing off the devastation that these guys will have upon the city. If you manage to make it out of the city alive, well, your apartment won't, it seems. So they will just go in and wreck apartments. They will not just be nice and tidy and clean. They will be absolutely destroyed, it seems. At least some of them. Man, oh man, the game is looking absolutely stunning. And to think, this is running on an Xbox One. Wow, I am wondering, how much of the cloud is helping out the Xbox One version of the game. And I have heard that Microsoft is helping out in that regard with some sort of cloud technology. Cannot wait to find out more about that, but I imagine it's not going to be too extensive simply because they want to have parity between the Xbox One, PS4, and the PC. But whoa, the game is looking gorgeous. So happy to see an update on the game. Cannot wait for the beta. December. We don't have an exact date. Oh, and by the way, yes, the beta giveaway is still going on for Tom Clancy The Division. You can enter by finding the link in the description below. I will be announcing winners once the actual beta rolls around. Thanks guys so much for watching, and cannot wait to play with you all in mid-crisis New York City.